And welcome back to the Correspondents on Voice of America. I'm Arcega in Washington. Well, you know, science and technology has the power to transform our lives. Just take a look at you holding that smartphone. Now, it affects the way we work, the way we interact, and it's having a big impact on how we move. This month's 2017 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas featured quite a few battery-powered vehicles that can take you from a leisurely bicycle path all the way to work. And best of all, some of these personal transport devices are becoming a lot more affordable. Here's VOA's George Putic and one of his reports this week from Las Vegas.
Moving platforms such as two-wheeled and one-wheeled segways are already present in many cities around the globe. But other inventors dreamed of getting closer to a flying skateboard. Powerful batteries and lighter materials finally made that dream a reality. For those who cannot imagine themselves riding on a single wheel, three wheels with handles may be more appealing. A scooter named Cycleboard is much easier to ride because the handle gives the rider increased sense of stability. Cycleboard's range is about 40 kilometers with top speed of about 32 kilometers per hour. Inventors are also thinking about helping people with disabilities, making their transportation devices lighter and more versatile. This wheelchair can maneuver even inside a home thanks to the so-called omni-wheel directional tires. Like a Jeep, it has four-wheel drive with two motors and independent suspension.
Now, improved personal mobility is just one of the many tech advances on display at CES this year. And for the latest now on consumer technology that may be heading your way very soon, we are joined by the man in the electric scooter, VOA science and technology reporter George Putic. Welcome back, George. Good to have you back from Vegas. It looked like you were having way too much fun there. So
yes, it's fun and it's also exhausting because it's huge. It's so big.
Right? It's gotten so much bigger over the years, right?
It's impossible to see everything, first of all.
Right, but now you have these hoverboards and scooters that you can sort of...
No, in that area you cannot use that because there's so many people
Really? You can bump into them?
Yeah.
So what's the likelihood that we're going to see a lot more of these personal transport devices this coming year?
I think the likelihood is quite high because the price of the batteries is coming down, and the inventors are coming out with all new ways of personal transportation.
As you know, the Segway, when it first came out, was a hit, but at $3,000,
yes,
you know, I mean, it's a little bit too much for most people. So, how, for example, the scooter that you were riding in, how much would something like that cost?
It's $1,500.
Okay, so it's still high, but it's coming down.
It's still high, but for someone who is using it every day for commuting, for instance, I think it's quite affordable because it saves a lot of gas, a lot of wear and tear on your car and on your knees too.
So as we mentioned, CES is sort of like the starting launching pad for a lot of new products.
It is.
What really impressed you this year?
This year, what impressed me were 3D printers.
Okay, tell me about that.
Especially 3D printers that print in metal.
Really?
I think they're going to change the industry forever.
No, my understanding of 3D printers is you put a little bit of plastic in there and it makes these little trinkets and toys. But you're saying it's beyond that.
And I brought two little samples.
What is this?
This is, for instance, nylon. It's obviously bendable.
Quite flexible.
It's flexible.
This is what we expect to see from printers.
Yes,
right?
but this is something else. This is called onyx. It's carbon fiber based.
Very light.
Try to break it.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely. With all your might.
Why is it so strong?
Well, it's carbon fibers. It's carbon fibers.
Stronger than steel?
Yeah. Well, almost, yes. But this is still not metal. Metal is even stronger than this. And it's going to change, first of all, the aerospace industry. Because the parts that can be manufactured in 3D printers can be honeycombed inside. So you save a lot of material in the regular part that is solid when made.
And still maintain its structural integrity, right?
Absolutely. So the parts will become much lighter, and the aircraft and spacecraft will be lighter. So
of course, when you talk about 3D printers that print this kind of material, carbon fiber, we're talking about a fairly high cost, aren't we? I mean,
the cost has also dropped.
Has it dropped?
Yes, I've seen a 3D printer, a metal 3D printer that can print in different metals. It's the size of a regular refrigerator, home refrigerator.
Right.
It has built-in a laser scanner that can scan the original part that you want to replicate, and then you push the button, and it's only $100,000.
So
which is really cheap.
Wow. So conceivably, this kind of technology could turn anybody into a manufacturer.
Absolutely. There are already desktop little 3D printers that cost around $200,
Wow.
and the prices are dropping. So I think a lot of schools will first of all want to have them, because imagine how nice it would be if students could. So
you can totally picture a day when these 3D printers are going to be as ubiquitous as a.
It's quite possible. Right now, it's the hobbyists, the
makers,
souvenir makers, and such things. But when they become so cheap, everybody would want to play with it.
So lastly, what is your takeaway from the CES show this year? I mean, what else should we be looking forward to in terms of your reports?
I think the Internet of Things. Smart homes.
We didn't even talk about that because I did get one of those Amazon Echoes for Christmas.
There you go.
We'll talk about that next time. Thank you to our science guy, George Putic. That's our show this week. But join us again next week for another edition of The Correspondents. Till then, stay up to date with the latest news from around the world at voanews.com. Check out our other programs there. Just click on the tab marked Watch. We're also on Facebook and YouTube at VOA The Correspondents. I'm Arcega. Have a great weekend. But for now, so long from Washington.